In the year 100, Rome crowned itself master of the earth, unaware a greater giant was watching. To the west, China was a myth, a land of ghosts producing fabric woven from light itself. Inside the imperial court paradise was maintained by a paranoia so deep it stained the rivers red. The emperor was a prisoner in his own palace, manipulated by eunuchs whispering poison in his ear. They built massive walls not to keep people out, but to lock a 60 million soul secret inside. Roman gold flowed into these gates, paying for silk that elites bankrupted their own empire to wear. The Han possessed steel technology that made Roman iron look like soft copper, yet they kept it hidden. While Europe fought with brute force, Han generals fought with mathematics, crushing enemies before the first arrow flew. Their crossbows were the machine guns of antiquity, aiming to wipe out entire nomadic bloodlines from history. Deep in the desert, they waged a genocidal war against the Xiongnu that the world ignored completely. It was a silent slaughter intended to secure trade routes that fed the emperor's immortality obsession. They buried their dead in suits of jade sewn with gold, believing wealth could bribe the gods. Alchemists boiled toxic mercury, feeding it to kings who slowly went mad, chasing eternal life in vain. The bureaucracy was a terrifying machine, recording every birth and death on paper, while Europe used parchment. A peasant could rise to general, or a general could lose his head for being 5 minutes late. This absolute discipline created the most efficient killing force the ancient world had ever seen in action. They pushed the northern barbarians so hard that the survivors had no choice but to flee west. These fleeing refugees would eventually become the Huns, the future destroyers of the Roman Empire centuries later. Without knowing it, the Han Dynasty was writing the death warrant of Western civilization from thousands of miles away. But victory came at a terrible price, as the rot began to consume the dragon from within. The powerful consort clans began to dismantle the throne, turning royal bloodlines into a brutal political battlefield. In the shadows of the capital, a cult was rising, binding yellow scarves and whispering of a new sky. The glorious empire was actually a ticking time bomb built on the suffering of starving millions of people. Farmers were crushed by taxes to pay for endless wars, leaving fields empty and families in despair. Nature itself seemed to turn against the mandate of heaven, with floods destroying the harvest of the poor. The celestial court ignored the cries of the hungry, feasting on rare delicacies while the foundation crumbled. Warlords rose in the provinces, sensing the weakness of the central power, like sharks smelling fresh blood. The capital burned not by foreign invasion, but by the hands of those sworn to protect it. Libraries containing centuries of wisdom turned to ash in a single night of madness and civil war. The unity that defined the civilization fractured into 3 warring kingdoms destined to fight for generations. Heroes rose from the chaos, but their legends were written in the blood of the common people. The jade seal of the realm was lost in the fire, symbolizing the end of divine order. Yet the technology remained, leaving a legacy that would eventually reshape the entire world in the future. Paper would carry religion and science across the Silk Road, enlightening the darkness of the Middle Ages. The steel of the East would inspire blacksmiths across the continents to forge better weapons of war. The refugees pushed west by Han armies would topple Rome, changing the map of Europe forever. History remembers the glory, but the ghosts of the Silk Road only remember the blood and silence. The dragon sleeps in the dust, but its dreams of power and unity never truly died away. As the sun sets on the Han Empire, the world prepares for a long era of darkness. 100 years of golden rule ends, leaving behind a warning that no empire lasts for eternity.